Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your host, Dominic Peterson, aka Duck Zone 503, talking all things Oregon football. And today I'm hosting another ScoopDuck.com recruit preview. I always like to get the athletes on this channel to discuss who they are and discuss the recruitment a little bit, the athletes that Oregon's looking at, obviously, or recently visited, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. 1 second. I gotta fix something here. I'll jump back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back hosting another ScoopDuck.com recruit interview. Always like to get the guys on here that Oregon's looking at or recently visited Oregon and stuff like that. So today I got a big time athlete, guys. I got 2024 5-star running back Jason Brown Jr. in the building, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, sir. Doing great. I said it running back. I mean, you could really call yourself an athlete. 247 has you listed as an athlete, so whatever you want to call it, running back, athlete. You also play defensive back as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
100%. Coming out of O'Day High School. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I'm saying that right. Yep, O'Day. Shout out O'Day High School. Out there in Seattle, Washington, right up there in the north. So coming out of the Pacific Northwest. So shout out this region. Let's go. So
yes,
standing 5'10", 191 pounds is what On3 got you. Is there an update on that, or are you still around there?
I'm like 196 right now.
Okay, nice. The On3 consensus ranks you as the third best running back in the 2024 class and the second best player in the state of Washington. So big congrats coming in highly ranked already, man. Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Got to keep at it. Got to keep those rankings high. All right, man. Let's do it. Let's get it. All right. So getting into the interviews, man, I always like to get to know you as a person a little bit. So let's get to know Jason, the person, man. Did you always grow up there in Seattle or did you grow up somewhere else?
Born and raised in the Seattle area.
Nice. Born and raised.
Went to school out in South Seattle. So that's where I grew up.
Nice, man. Yeah, I always like to call Washington the Starbucks state because
oh, come on now. Oh, come on. Now you can't be doing
it. Like, come on, man. We need a Starbucks. The Washington.
That's
man.
Crazy. The Starbucks state.
Really I always like to poke at Washington, man, because I'm a Duck fan, man. I it's that rivalry between Washington and Oregon. So I always like to poke fun, but no, it's all good, man. Washington's a great state. My dad actually lives up in Puyallup, so he lives right there. Yeah, my dad. I visit there every so often. So yeah, man. But yeah, no, so coming out of Washington, man, born and raised there up in Seattle. Let's say for someone who's watching this who's never been to Seattle before, how is it like growing up there? And then how do you think that shapes you into the man you are today?
I mean, especially for the football scene, it's a pretty small circle, Mm-hmm. So I feel like the big thing is, you make a name for yourself early, and the people around the area, they never forget about that. Everything here, since we're not the biggest football market, when you're making plays, everybody wants to see you succeed here. I feel like we're pretty slept on when it comes to producing a lot of top tier athletes and a lot of top tier talent. But I feel like every year, if you check rankings and you check things like that, we put out a 5-star recruit every year.
Yeah.
I could count on my, I can't even count on my hands how many 5-star recruits we got, how many top guys we have, how many guys have been to play Power 5 football in my class alone. So I feel like big thing is growing up in Seattle, you just got to be hungry, because people are automatically going to doubt you a little bit. But we're definitely not a state to be slept on when it comes to putting out top tier talent.
Yeah, 100%, man. As late getting some big time athletes coming out of that state. Oregon's looking at guys in the 23 class like Caleb Presley, Jaden Wayne. So big guys. And now it looks like looking at you from the 24 class. So that's big, man. Looks like we're locking it down. Just got Josh Connerly as well. So that's another big one.
Hey, you're sick recruit.
What was that? Sorry, you broke up there for a second.
I was like, yeah, just got him number 1 player in the state 5-star recruit.
Oh, yeah, sir. Yep.
100%, I did too.
I'm sure the Huskies don't like that. I'm sorry, man. I gotta poke the bear a little bit.
Man, I doubt they do too. But
man, yeah, it's been tough for the Huskies against the Ducks on the field and now in recruiting. But hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, I'm just stating facts. It's not like I'm being a fan here. I'm just stating the facts. Like
that's crazy. First with the Starbucks state, now you're getting on the Huskies. Like, man.
Hey, man. Hey, but the talent in Washington, like you said, no doubt, man, is coming up, man, no doubt. And they got to get more scouts out there to bring them up, man, 100%. And yeah, I feel like you said too, it's another tight knit group once you become a big time athlete in the area, because there's not a lot of them. I mean, there's a good handful, but there's not as much as like in Texas, let's say, you know, they're everywhere. So, you know, when you get that name, like, everybody in the area is going to know who you are. You know what I mean?
You feel the love from the city when it comes to that, you know? All the young guys look up to you.
100%, man. Love it. All right. This is the time that I like to do an interview. Do you want to shout out any friends or family that helped you in the game of football to get to where you are today?
Yeah, you know, of course, I want to give a special shout out to, first off, God, you know, helped me through this whole journey, you know, blessed me with the ability to go out there on the field, you know, because of course, you know, it came with a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of things that I was just blessed with. So first, you know, I just got to give a special thanks to God. You know, my parents making the sacrifices, because, I mean, I'm not the richest guy in the world, but, you know, being able to go and play, you know, select for and be able to travel out of the state for track meets growing up and things like that, you know. So my family, my parents, my whole support systems, and like friends, teachers, special shout out to Tracy Ford over there at FSP.
Oh yeah.
And, been with those guys since 7th grade. So
nice.
I mean, I feel like building that family over there and meeting those people. And, you know, before it started off just being football, but now it's really bigger than football. You know, 100%. I feel like I can really call those people family in a sense.
Yeah.
Shout out to O'Day High School. You know,
Irish. Yes,
number 1 team in the state.
Nice.
You know, just for really believing in me early and giving me a shot, you know, give me an opportunity to go out there and play, putting me around the best talent they could and working with me.
100%, man. Love it. Yeah, let's talk about FSP a little bit, man. What is FSP? Describe. Some people probably don't know what that is, and how did that help you get to where you are? Yeah.
So first, I'm gonna give you guys like what it would say on the website. I'm gonna give you guys what it would say on the website. You know, FSP is for Sport Performance. You know, the best training facility, arguably nationwide, but for sure on the West Coast and the Pacific Northwest. You know, we put out a lot of NFL guys. We trained a lot of NFL guys. We trained a lot of top tier Division I athletes, the top high school players in the state of Washington. We are a top 25 7-on-7 program in the country. You know, we're expanding into other avenues like tackle football, youth football. We have a pretty good track program, baseball. So I feel like, you know, we are the best training facility in the Pacific Northwest for sure. Okay, and then what it means to me, you know, FSP has really been family. You know, coming in at 12, 13, able to work out with the top guys in the country, being able to work out with the JTs, the G Scotts, day in and day out. That was pretty big to my development. You know, you can never get big headed in there. You know, nobody's ever going to ride you like you're the biggest superstar in the world, because guess what? There's a dude, a class ahead of you that is in the same position as you. There's even guys in the class below you that are in the same position as you. There's guys that are next to you that may not have 25, 30 plus offers, all the stars in the world, but those guys are ballers and they're working. So, you know, it keeps you hungry, it keeps you level-headed. And most importantly, you know, it's just a family atmosphere in there. You know, no big heads. Everybody just wants to get better.
100%, man. Love to hear it. Yeah, FSP helping you out. I've been kind of learning about them as of recent, and Tracy and stuff like that. All right, well, let's get in here, man. You just recently landed literally from your visit from Oregon and got on the phone with me, so appreciate that. Let's talk about Oregon here a little bit for yourself. What was your thoughts on Oregon growing up, like as a kid and stuff, like the Oregon program?
I mean, before I was even really a big fan of football, you know, I would just go out there and play. But before I was a big fan of football, Oregon was the first school that caught my eye.
Yeah.
You know, they had all the fast players in the flashy uniforms. So, you know, when you turn on football on Saturday, you know, I was always looking for those yellow uniforms.
Right.
So
Yeah,
from jump,
100%.
you know, Oregon has always been a school that caught my eye.
Nice. Love to hear it, man. Yeah, they're definitely a team with the uniforms and the flash that caught a lot of recruits' eyes. And it's like, it's interesting to see that now because, like, you know, what happened in 2012 to 2015 is like showing up in recruiting now, almost 10 years later. A lot of guys, you know, are seeing that. So yeah, 100%. Love to hear it. What are some things you like about the Oregon program as a recruit? Now that you're a recruit, like, what are some things you like about Oregon?
Sorry, you cut out?
Oh, I was just saying, what are some things you like about Oregon now that you're kind of like a recruit and stuff and you're getting recruited by them, you've grown up? What are some things as a recruit that you really like about Oregon?
So last time I went up there, it was with the old staff. So this is my first time going up there with this new staff up there and things like that. First
Okay.
thing I noticed off rip was like the energy. You know,
Nice.
everything I practiced was just high intensity, high energy. There was a lot of competition. You know, I like how, like, especially like with Coach Locke, the running back coach. I mean, I liked his intensity to the game and the approach he had to it. I mean, every drill was to work on a specific thing, which, you know, you notice from jump. You know, you can tell his backs are really starting to learn the offense, like not only from the running back position, but knowing blocking assignments, knowing where the defense will shift based off of different fronts that the offense brings out. You know, so I mean that's a huge thing. I like the way they utilize the back out the backfield.
Okay.
You know, they like to get in the ball in space. And watching watching today's practice, I mean, I seen a lot of backs, but not a lot of backs for big dudes. There wasn't a 6'1", 220 bruiser, you know. There was a lot of guys that were around my size with similar skill sets to myself. So, you know, I feel like them recruiting me isn't just, we're going to recruit you because we see a ranking or anything like that. I feel like their recruitment's genuine because, you know, they're recruiting guys that are like me.
100%.
So
Yeah.
they're kind of envisioning me in that system.
Yeah, love it, man. Love to hear it. You mentioned Coach Locke, the walk-on coach. That's what I like to call him. Kind of got his start as literally walking onto the profession because started out in Memphis high school, just showed up. You know, didn't even really have a running back title coach. You know, he didn't even have that title and just showed up and helped put guys in the NFL from the Memphis area, and then got a stint in college and went to Western Kentucky for a little bit, and now is big time Oregon program, gets the opportunity to recruit here and see what he can do. And really excited to see what he could do for sure, man. Speaking about Coach Locke, are you more closer to him than the other coaches, would you say, or are you closer to another coach
on the staff?
Yeah, on the whole staff. Which coach are you close to?
Definitely Coach Locke.
Yeah, Coach Locke.
Closer with Coach Locke.
What is it about Coach Locke? What are the conversations like with him where it really puts your faith and trust into him?
I mean, out of all the running back coaches I've talked to so far, I mean, you know, he's kept it 100 with me since day one. You know, there's been no fluff from what I could spot out. Yeah. I mean, every question that I've had, he's answered it as truthfully as he can. And I appreciate him because it's not like, you know, when you recruit someone, you know, you're trying to give them all the bells and whistles. You're trying to sell a pitch. You're trying to pitch something, you know, but I like how he's not trying to sell me on the program. I like how he's trying to show me that he's really going to try and develop me as a coach, you know, and he's going to take special attention to detail in that. And not only as a coach, but as a young man, he wants to see me succeed. I mean, 100%. even something that I didn't know about, you know, because the academic center is like 5-6 minutes away from the facility. You know, a lot of coaches, you know, will have like the team assistants, things like that, go take the players to tutoring and things like that. Nah, he takes his backs to tutoring himself.
Yeah.
You know, 10 minutes away from campus, come back to the football facility just to take his players there. I mean, and that stuff's special. That's the kind of stuff you notice.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's awesome to know about him. Yeah, I seen a little bit of him in his interviews and stuff like that. So it's when I watched him talk, man, he makes you want to run through a brick wall for sure. Just watching him talk, he seems really motivated where he's at. Yeah, for sure, man. Love Coach Locke. Speaking like coaches, but let's speak about your recruitment overall. What do you want most out of a coach if you were to commit to a school?
I mean, just be honest with me. be honest with me, coach me hard, but also, meet me where I am.
Yes,
because, as an incoming freshman, I do plan on playing right away.
Okay.
I don't want a red shirt. I don't want to do things like that. I want to be able to play right away. So, I mean, be honest with me.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
if there's things I need to work on, you need to tell me those things early. Be honest with me every practice. Be intense. Be intentional with what you say. Don't beat around the bush. I mean, that's huge. Probably, and yeah, meeting me where I am. Because there's a lot to the game I don't know. But I feel like for my age and my experience, I know a lot more than a lot of other sophomore backs in the country. But there's a lot that I'm not going to know when it comes to college football, and I just want a coach that's going to be willing to work with me through that.
Love to hear it, man. Yeah, great answer, great stuff, man. This is the last question I have for you today. Is do you have a timeline for your decision at all?
I feel like I'll really commit when I feel like the time's right.
Okay.
I couldn't really tell you off the top of my head. I can tell you this: it's not going to happen this year.
Yeah, for sure.
But the more and more I look around, and the more I get a feel for certain coaching staffs, and I start to pick out the real from the fake. And when September 1st hits, when my recruiting's really going to start to heat up a little bit, then we'll start to see.
100%, man. We'll really appreciate the time, man. This has been another ScoopDuck.com recruit interview. I'm your host, Dominic Peterson, aka Duck Zone 503. If you guys want to see Jason Brown in a Duck uniform, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know what it is, man. If you guys want to follow his recruitment as well, do you want to shout out any of your social media so Duck fans can go follow you?
Oh yeah, my Twitter is Jason Brown 2024, and my Instagram is @JBVerseEverybody. So
all right, there you go, Duck fans. Go hit that follow. Go put those Duck emojis in the comments. All of that, man. This has been another ScoopDuck.com recruit interview with 2024 5-star running back Jason Brown Jr. out of Seattle, Washington. Really appreciate the time. Can I get a go Ducks before you go?
Go Ducks.
Yes, sir. All right, man.